Hi, Tom Coley-Coates for BCSN and Buckeye Cable System, and it really is an honor and a privilege to be with an outstanding young man, former graduate of Central Catholic High School right behind us, Mr. Greg Florian. Greg, welcome to the BCSN network. And Greg, you have a tremendous message for young people. You have type 1 diabetes, and a lot of times people think with that you can't do certain things, and you're here to kind of tell us that you can. Give us a little bit of your story, Greg.
Yeah, that used to be the message, actually, but people are finding out more and more that, with type 1 diabetes, a lot of things are possible that people used to think weren't. So the differentiation is that with type 2 diabetes, it's insulin resistance. With type 1, you just basically stop making insulin, which limits you in a lot of different ways, but doesn't make things impossible.
Greg, to break it down in terms, we have so many young people that we're privileged to have them watch our network, high school kids and grade school kids, and I'm sure some of them deal with these issues, and it's probably very daunting. I mean, I would imagine you'd first be, oh my gosh, there'd be that oh my gosh factor, but is it regulating a little bit, being very cognizant of what you eat, how much of a exercise output you're going to do, taking your curves, doing your tests? Is it a regimen of discipline in that regard?
Absolutely, yeah. The biggest thing you can do is manage your blood sugar. Like I said, you're limited in a lot of ways, so as long as you can keep those levels at a regular, and type 1 diabetes too is not that common. So the biggest thing you got to overcome at the beginning too is just an isolation thing. A lot of people want to hide the fact that they have it, which can get them into trouble. A lot of people don't know how to handle it.
I would imagine, Greg, it would be an acceptance in a way, because I can see a young person saying, hey, I don't want to change what I eat, or I don't want to change about what I have to do and get my readings and do all that. And I would think a denial would be a little part of that.
Yeah, definitely. And that's kind of what we're trying to overcome. I mean, for myself in particular, it took me about 8 years. When I came out to California, I got involved with this group, Insulin Dependence, based out of San Diego. And it was the first time that I had ever been around other type 1 diabetics, as crazy as that sounds after 8 years, but it was a life-changing thing for me. I mean, you can share so much information, bounce ideas off each other, and especially for the younger ones, I mean, when you get a child with type 1 diabetes, the parent becomes the main caregiver, and that is just, to me, that's the most challenging thing that a parent could have to deal with, is the constant stress of worrying about a young one with type 1.
Well, Greg, you're very active, very athletic, but you were wowed by other people that you met that were doing things athletically with type 1 diabetes that just kind of blew you away. Talk a little bit about some of those people.
Yeah, I got nominated to be this Athletic Achievement Award through Insulin Dependence, and if you look at the
top 3 in the country, by the way.
Top 3 in the country.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Yeah, but if you look at the submissions, I mean, athletic achievement alone, I did not deserve to be in this competition. I mean, there were Ironmen, there were people, one of the guys rock climbed for 365 days straight. So when you look at the stuff I've done, it's more of a group effort. It's called the Dawn Phenom event, in which we're spreading through cities throughout the United States right now. But basically, we're trying to get people with type 1 diabetes just to come out, share information with each other, and simply just go for a walk or a run. And that's where the athletic achievement comes in.
Greg, is it really something you keep, you're mentioning sharing information, and I think, there is information out there, and for parents that are maybe dealing with that, or youngsters dealing with it, is it, get on the internet? Is it try to find somebody like yourself who is, I don't know if you ever conquer it, but you live with it and you learn to manage it? What would you recommend for parents or a young person that's kind of struggling with this type 1 diabetes?
Yeah, well, Insulin Dependence is a great start. Local chapters, and insulindependence.com is the website. But there's lots of ambassadors throughout the city, and if there's not, which, I think Cleveland is the closest spot, so we don't have one in Toledo. So please, if there's anybody in Toledo interested in getting involved, type 1 diabetics, go to the website. We'd love to get a chapter started here. But as far as sharing information, I mean, it comes down to even just little tips and tricks and things that healthcare providers might not understand because they're not living with the disease.
Greg, you have such a wonderful family. I have the privilege to know your family for a long, long time. Played basketball with your dad back in the day. He was a captain of our basketball team, great basketball player. Your mom's been a remarkable nurse at Central for many, many, many years. So you have a wonderful family. I know your grandfather and your grandmother, who are tremendous, tremendous people. Is it really a support Is it really a support system? Is that really a kind of a key to this? The people that you have around you understand what you're going through and kind of support you?
Yes and no. They definitely support me, but you know, it's kind of a confusing disease. They'll see me test my blood sugar and think that means that there's something wrong because I'm testing my blood sugar. And when
They get worried?
They get worried, of course, because they care about me so much. But in reality, that's the best thing you can do for your disease, is just monitor it constantly.
Greg, I love the element that you're reaching out to other people, you know, that would have that. I think so often people don't do that, you know, and I think there's a real power in reaching out and trying to take what you've dealt with and successfully and reaching out to other people and have them benefit from that. Is that an empowering thing for you?
It is, yeah. I'm proud of my achievements, and you know, I got to thank my wife as well, because she's been extremely supportive of the entire thing. And,
well, let's give Sarah props. Newly married,
yes,
by the way.
Sarah Florian, yes, of course. Thank you. But yes, it has been. It's been very flattering. We never expected all the recognition for what we've been doing. We just enjoy doing it.
Well, Greg, you're extremely deserving, outstanding young man. On behalf of Buckeye Cable System and BCSN and Central Catholic right behind us, who they're very proud of you. Congratulations for the awareness that you're creating for type 1 diabetes.
Thank you.
All right, Greg. Tom Cole, the coach for BCSN and Buckeye Cable System.